Hi everyone, welcome. So grateful to have you all. Thank you for joining this live. I started a little late, I'm so sorry. I was having technical issues, so I've been sorting that out. So let's get started. Unless anybody wants to tell me how their weekend was. I'm not gonna have this be too long because I do have stuff to do. Even though I love being with you guys, so I don't want to take away from that. I just have to keep this short and sweet. Those of you watching rewatch, please let me know if you liked it and so forth. So I'm continuing my couples update. This live, it's so fun. I love doing this. Next week I might switch it up with something else. We'll see. We'll see about that. So let's get into it. I'm going to start with Portia and Ellen. Portia de Rossi and Ellen Degeneres. They recently moved to, I believe, England it was. And they're trying to blame, I don't know, it's just very shady. So I'm going to show the charts. They're actually both Aquarius, which I find very interesting because I think that Ellen, to me, I always say there's two different types of Aquarius. There's the bully type, and then there's the kind-hearted type. And her being, well, I really strongly believe Portia is the kind type and Ellen is the bully type. So we'll see. So Portia de Rossi, her sun is in Aquarius, her moon is in Capricorn, and her Venus is in Capricorn. So a lot of Venus and Capricorns, they're very loyal in love, very, very loyal. I find that their partners can do a lot, and as long as they're provided with stability, they really don't care. Like the partners can do anything, but as long as the person commits to being in the relationship and commits to being financially stable, the person can do anything. So with that being said, now that I've read hers, let's do Ellen's. I know this is itchy. Okay, so Ellen DeGeneres, sun is in Aquarius, like I said, and moon is in Aries, and rising is in Pisces. I can definitely see that, actually. I can see all those elements. Let's look at the Venus. So Venus is in Aquarius too. Interesting. So she's a double, well, not really double, but her Venus being in Aquarius too, just implies that she needs space. I have my Venus in Aquarius, and I often need space from the people that I'm dating, so that's why I prefer to have long-term relationships with someone that goes away. Not a lot, but enough. Just because we need our space sometimes. In fact, a lot of the time. So it should be interesting then moving to England because I feel like she might not be able to get away, Ellen, as much as she wants to. So let's see, from Portia. And it's not like get away like a bad thing. We just need our space, Venus and Aquarius. I don't know if you guys can relate to that. So let's see. The current energy. I did do a prediction about Ellen and Portia, and I don't want to root for the demise of the relationship. But I just don't see them staying together for quote unquote forever. Not that there is a forever, but I just see them being two very different people, even though they're Aquarius. Like I always say, Aquarius, we're two different types of Aquarius. One is very sweet, the other is very mean. And I see Portia being the sweet one and Ellen being the mean one, and I see Portia struggling with self-esteem issues and just feeling like she belongs, which a lot of Aquarius, we struggle with that. So with Three of Swords, Temperance, and Ace of Wands. So I think I'm using Accurate AF Tarot. I think Portia feels like, okay, if we move to England, she was along for it because she feels like it's going to bring balance. She is Australian. I think people forget that. And as much as somebody that grew up in South Africa and England, my parents are South African, living in England wasn't really that much of a culture shock because South Africa was a British colony, very influenced by England, by Great Britain. well, the UK, they call it now. So, with that being said, she feels more aligned with her culture being in the UK, and that might isolate Ellen. I said that I foresee her, Portia, meeting someone, and I actually think it's going to be a man that she meets. And she's going to end up being like a stepmother type to someone that she ends up marrying. That's what I see happening. Yeah. And then Ellen's going to move back here. So that's what I see about them. Anybody have anything to say before I move on? Because next is going to be Beyoncé and Jay-Z. So I just wanted to do a quick update about them. Let me show the chart. Okay. Let me show the chart. And then I'll go through the reading. I'm going to use the Lightseers Tarot. So Beyonce just did her performance for Christmas for some kind of, it was kind of like a Super Bowl, even though it wasn't a Super Bowl. They made it seem like a Super Bowl. It's so weird. On Netflix, it was Netflix Live. I have my issues with Beyonce, but I will tell you this, she's a fantastic performer. I don't want to take away from that. She's very good at what she does. Very, very good. And there is a difference between appreciating the person for their art form and as a person. Most of us, well, I do know some famous people, but I don't know them. You know, I go by energy, I go by what I know or what I can pick up on. But as people, I do not know them. And when we start to idolize people, that's when we really suffer, because we really should not be putting these people on the pedestal, because that is only going to lead to disappointment. So, with her chart, I'm going to read it out to you. Her sun is in Virgo, moon is in Scorpio, and I believe her rising is Scorpio too, from what I remember, but I can't find it here. And his sun is in Sagittarius. Let's see. Let's see. Uh-oh. Okay, his sun is in Sagittarius, moon is in Libra, and rising is in Pisces. Well, the accuracy they say is poor, so take it with a grain of salt, him having rising in Pisces. I do believe it to be true. He could definitely be a rising in Pisces. I could see that. I could definitely see that. Hi, Jasmine. How are you? Nice to see you. I'm so glad you could join. I've changed my lives to Wednesdays, just because of my schedule changed for my 9 to 5. And so I have to move things around. And I have to get up early on Fridays, so I decided to no longer do them on Fridays because of editing and staying up late, you know. So I moved my lives to Wednesday nights, so I'm going to be doing them Wednesday evenings from 8 p.m. or so. So thank you for joining. I'm very grateful. If you're joining, I see a lot of you joining right now. Please like the video. It really helps. Really, really helps. Okay, so let's pull up their energy. What's their current energy? Beyonce and Jay-Z, especially with all these lawsuits going on. Ooh, I just got heavy energy. Knight of Pentacles, Three of Cups, and the Tower. Okay, so they're seeing a lot of friends turn on them. You know, they always say you have no real friends in Hollywood. They're seeing that. And the irony is that, oh, hi, Miss Jade. How are you? Nice to see you. I'm so grateful you joined. Yeah, I'm so glad all my people are here. You know how they always say you don't have real friends in Hollywood, which is ironic because Jay-Z just tried to distance himself from Diddy. So let's see here. And I've done a lot of videos about Beyonce and Jay-Z. Queen of Swords, Four of Cups, and Four of Swords. So lots of fighting going on in the household. She's letting him have it. She's telling him what's what, And you thought about me when, announced the engagement. I did say that, right? I did say they're going to have a fake engagement. I said that, right? I can't remember if I exactly said that. But I did say that I wouldn't be surprised if there's like an engagement, fake engagement. But I want to be sensitive around it because I know that they are people and they have feelings. So it's tough because, I love to read tarot. And it's controversial because not everybody agrees with reading tarot on people that don't provide permission for it. But the reason that I do it is so that we can learn from the situation, And I don't mean to do it in a salacious way. So if it ever comes across that way, I apologize. I don't mean for it to be. But I do feel like sometimes people just need privacy. And I'm going to give them that privacy, even though I'm going to give them the privacy for things to play out because my whole point of this channel is not for gossip, So that's what I'm going to say about that. But I do remember, Miss J, can you remind me what exactly I said about them? I think I said that they will have fake engagement, from what I remember. Because I said that about Taylor Swift too, so I can't remember if I'm confusing. Their relationships mimic one another a lot. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and Tom Holland. Except the difference with Zendaya and Tom Holland is that I do believe Zendaya at some point, Zendaya, or how you say it, at some point did have love, but they've just attached themselves. Son of Virgos can do that a lot, which Beyoncé, I believe, has done too. They can attach themselves to a romantic situation for clout, for money, for acclamation, and not for true feelings, not for true love, and feeling like they're with their soulmate, So Beyonce is letting him have it. She's very disappointed in him. I've said this before. I strongly believe, I was watching this video about it was about Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds in light of the whole Justin Baldoni situation. And one of these ladies, her name's Amy J. She's really cool. She's from Nigeria, and she covers TikToks on YouTube. Like she posts videos of TikTok from YouTube, and she gives her opinion. And she said something so profound. She said, "We marry our type." And I was like, wow, that's so real. Even if it's your type at that moment, that's who you'll end up marrying. So Beyonce married her type in Jay-Z, and I think people forget that. She married her type. She married Jay-Z for a reason. And the reason is deeper and darker than people realize. So that's what I have for you. So I see lots of arguing. Let's see what's to come in the recent future. I do see them ultimately breaking up because there's going to be another woman exposed in the public. But let's see. Okay, so the Beehive is going to go after this woman. The Beehive tried to come for me the other day, and I was just like, I don't care. I really don't care if you guys come for me. And also, I was defending Justin Baldoni. Same thing. Blake people came after me. I really don't care. The truth is the truth, So, anyways. Okay, so let's move on, unless anybody has anything to say about that. I'm using different decks today because I was cleaning out my closet. I had like a bunch of... I live by the water, right? And because of that, it soaks up a lot of humidity. And it molds my furniture and stuff like that. So I have to clean it out a lot and have a dehumidifier. So I was cleaning out all like the stuff that got moldy, and I was doing a deep clean, and I found a bunch of my tarot decks. So I've been using these. I love living by the water, especially when I go for walks and stuff. It's so peaceful. I live in Miami, but sometimes it's a lot, like it rots furniture, it rots cars, it rots Shoes too. So can't have rubber shoes. I have to throw them out a lot. It's very interesting because I've never lived in humidity. Just telling a friend that I've never lived in such humidity, so I've never experienced this, but yeah, I still love the tropical weather. I prefer it way over the cold. Okay, so let's get into the last couple, which is Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. So a lot has come out about them. It's just so crazy, this whole situation. The fact that I feel like they've bullied him, they've totally bullied Justin Baldoni. If things come out and I'm in the wrong, then I'll take that L. But from day one, same thing with Amber Heard. I never believed her, and it's very unfortunate because I've actually been in situations where I've been SH'd, where I've had to tell HR. When I lived in LA, it was horrible, and they kind of iced me out, and I ended up going the legal route. But for a woman that it does happen to for her to use it so frivolously, like what she's claimed is not the definition of what SH is. It's not. So just very disappointed that people just bought into it. And I was defending him on Instagram last Thursday when the Blake people came after me. So I did say that I strongly feel like they are in an unhappy marriage. And I said this before. And if you've ever been around an unhappily married couple, it sucks. I used to live with a couple in New York. When I first went back to New York, I lived with my sister, and then I got my own apartment with these roommates. And one of them, they were a couple. And the woman had a lot of self-esteem issues, and she came across as though she was like trying to be like a big sister to me. The guy ended up stealing from me, and then they tried to kick me out. I called the police. It was an awful experience. Those were like the worst roommates I had. I've had great roommates, but they sucked. And he ended up messaging me. He ended up messaging me like in 2010, 2011, and he was like, "I'm so sorry." And I just had no space to receive that apology because I could tell he was doing it from a place of guilt and not doing it because it was the right thing. I don't know if that makes any sense. But anyways, they reminded me, they ingrained that lesson in me. Don't be around unhappily married couples. Now, all my friends are married and they're happily married, thank goodness. Because it's tough being around unhappily married people. Then they'll bring you down. They'll bring you very down, and they don't even realize that they're doing it. Now, they were extreme versions. The guy used to smoke a lot of 420, if you know what that is. And I was young. I was 19. I was very young. And the guy would he started to develop a crush on me. It was very strange, actually. But I'm so glad I moved out. I moved out as soon as I could. I was very done with them. So I say all that to say that being around unhappily married couples, they'll bring you into their drama, and you don't even want to be in it. But because they're often so self-involved and so selfish about being in drama and unhappiness, like they say, misery loves company. So let's look at the chart. I know I've looked at the chart a few times before, but I do know that she is a Sun of Virgo, right? She's a Sun of Virgo, rising in Leo. And it's actually got me thinking a lot about these Leo types. Last year, I really saw, I wouldn't say bad side, but I saw the shadow side to Leos. And I feel like some of them can be very mean girl, like Regina George type. Some of them can be very. Okay, so she's a double Virgo. Whoa, Sun in Virgo, Moon in Virgo, Venus in Virgo. And her rising is in Leo. But so can Virgos. Virgos can also be very mean girl type. So her placements have a huge part to do in her behavior, or her alleged behavior, which I strongly believe to be true. not going to be good. I did say, go watch my video if you're interested in hearing more about the whole Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, Justin Baldoni. I strongly believe that there was flirting going on between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. I think she started, because Aquarius, Justin Baldoni is an Aquarius. I think she started to find him flirtatious. She started to find him kind of, I wouldn't say attractive, but she found him interesting. And that's when she started to initiate conversations, telling him to come over, stuff like that. And Ryan Reynolds, and as a typical Sun and Scorpio, lost it. So he's a Sun in Scorpio, Moon in Scorpio, Rising in Virgo, and Venus in Sagittarius. Okay, interesting. It does say it's poor. The accuracy is poor, but I did look at different birth chart websites, and all of them came out with Rising in Virgo. So I looked at about 3, and all of them said Rising in Virgo, just to prove the accuracy. It said poor accuracy. So with that being said, I think that there was flirtatiousness, and then Ryan got a hold of that. He got really upset about it, and he was like very territorial. Sun and Scorpio men can be very jealous, very territorial, and then he decided to declare war. So I think Ryan is behind all of this, and I did say I see them breaking up, and when she breaks up, she's going to claim that Ryan told her to do all of this. She's going to write something, like an article. I see it on Elle magazine or something like that, where she was persuaded by Ryan. So let's see the future, current energy, and then I want to see the future in Hollywood. Okay, so Knight of Earth, the Star, and the Strength card. So they're going to keep quiet. I did say that I didn't say this, but I saw that they didn't attend the Golden Globes. I can't stand award shows. People had to tell me about that. I worked the next day at work. One of my colleagues was like, "Did you watch Golden Globes?" I was like, I can't stand that stuff. I think it's so vapid. I don't want to get negative. It's just not for me. As a Sun and Aquarius, those kind of things are not for me. But I did really like Nikki Glaser. I thought she was very funny. Very, very funny. She reminds me of another woman comic that was on. She did like this Netflix movie that I thought it was something like Good on Paper. It was so funny. They remind me of each other. She's very, very funny. And the last person I found funny that did the Golden Globes was Ricky Gervais. So she did a very, very good job. So I just want to say that she's so funny. But they decided not to go, even though Deadpool and Wolverine were nominated. Now they're going to come out and blame Justin Baldoni as to why they didn't come out that night, or they will come out in the present future. And this is my thing about Taylor Swift and her besties. A lot of them go around causing all drama, and whenever they're held accountable, it's somebody else's fault, And I think as millennials, I'm a millennial. I'm 3 years younger than Blake Lively. I'm the same age as Taylor Swift, exactly. We're both 1989. Millennials, men and women, this has nothing to do with, or non-identifying, whatever you go by. Millennials in general, we need to take accountability for our actions. I see that happening a lot with millennials, where we blame other people, and we end up we're getting older now. Most of us are in our late 20s to early 40s, and we're mature enough to not be doing stuff like this with people, We're mature enough, hopefully, to not be being the plastic types from Mean Girls, We should be mature enough to not be bullying people, especially that we work with. So I'm very disappointed in that aspect of what has come out about them. And I did predict a lot of this would happen. And she's going to keep blaming him until they break up. They're going to be kind of this is really messed up. But when they bully Justin Baldoni, when they try to do things to him, the public is going to be so defensive of him that they're going to bully them. And now things are changing with the general public, because with social media, things are at our fingertips, especially with TikTok. I think that's why they're trying to ban TikTok, because TikTok is not censored. Even though other platforms are. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But because social media, now we can see, the public can see what's going on too, and share our opinions about it and agree with one another. This Hollywood media machine is dead. People like Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, those kind of couples, those kind of people, their legacy is dead. And a lot of them are fighting back on it. So let's see their future as a couple in Hollywood. So I see here Ryan leaving Hollywood. Release to a fire and justice. So with the card of release, I'm going to read it to you. It says, the end of a phase or situation, spiritual transformation, time to move on. So he's already worth, what, 300 million? I think it's just his narcissistic side that wants to be acclaimed for being Deadpool and so forth. If he continues on his trajectory, he's going to be cancelled so badly that he's going to have to go into hiding. So he's really got to watch out, really, really got to watch out. And the justice, I see a divorce happening in the next 2-3 years. Because a lot of the type of woman Blake is, she marries or dates, like these quarterback, they totally, and I think that's why it's so triggering for people, the situation, because it's like high school. Everything goes back to high school. I think when we're in puberty, it shapes us so much, especially because our hormones are raging when we're teenagers. And most of us don't feel like we belong in high school. I never felt like I didn't go to an American school. I went to a British school, but I still felt out of place. We didn't have the quarterback. We didn't have the prom queen. But it was still very prevalent to see the parents to see the people, the students whose parents were buying them way through things, people who were cheating. There was one of my peers. She used to cheat a lot. She never got busted conveniently. And her dad would donate things to the school every year. So I'm really glad my parents didn't do that. Even though my dad had the means, he did not do that. But Blake Lively type, the prom queen type, they are always attached to the quarterback. So if she's not receiving anything monetarily, any kind of kickback, special queen treatment, she won't stay with that person. She won't. And that's when we're going to see the crumbling of their relationship. It's very quarterback. If you guys have watched She's All That, it's one of my favorite movies. It has Rachel Lee Cook. Who else is having it? Freddie Prinze Jr., my crush from high school. My ultimate high school crush, Freddie Prinze Jr. And I forgot her name, but she plays the prom queen. And I don't want to give too much of the movie away because I highly recommend watching it. It's one of my favorite movies. That she, the prom queen, like dumps the quarterback, and she still wants to be with him. She tries to come back to him later. I don't want to give too much of it away, but Blake Lively reminds me of that girl in that movie, the quarterback type. She's All That. So I highly recommend watching it. It's very good. It has Usher in it. It has, like I said, Freddie Prinze Jr. Sarah Michelle Gellar's in it for like a second or two because obviously she's married to Freddie Prinze Jr. Who else is in it? It's that guy from Scooby Doo. I forgot his name. It's such a funny movie. I watch it at least once or twice a year. It's very good. Okay, thank you, Miss J. From the recent movies that have energetically broken up and is just putting on a facade. Yes. And you said that you see someone else. Yes, in October. Okay, thank you for reminding me. Yes, and I did say. I can't remember if I said they would have a fake engagement. I definitely pulled that energy that I said that they seem like it's just going to be PR. and just like not really PR, but just go along with the flow, go along with the accolades, go along with them receiving certain things. Yeah, I can't remember if I said that. I might go back and watch. Sometimes I go back and watch my videos. I'm like, I was so accurate. It's kind of scary. It's not me. It's the energies I pick up. Okay, lovely people. I'm about to do my dance workout and then edit the videos that I have for you guys coming up. I have a video about Alison Holker coming up, DJ Twitch's wife, who we have the same birthday. I just found that out. I'm not too happy about that. But you can't control who was born on your birthday, right? And I have just lots of tons of fun videos coming out. So for members too, I have Meg the Stallion and Tory Lane's video for members too coming out tomorrow. I'll have it edited and it will be released. So yeah, I'm really excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm doing 2025 predictions. I think maybe till even the end of January. I am going away for the first week of February for my birthday. I'm going to Orlando. I'm going to go see Harry Potter, Universal. I don't want to tell you exact which days I'll be there because I don't want anyone to stalk me. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. When I come back, I will resume regular programming. So it's been a lot of fun doing these 2025 predictions. I've covered almost everybody that I could think of. And then in the middle of the year, I'm not going to do it like I did with the 2025 predictions, but I will be doing half-year predictions during these lives. So I'll cover a bunch of people during the lives. I will do half-year predictions. I do that every year, actually. I did it last year, I did the year before, and the year before that. I can't believe I've been on YouTube for almost 4 years. Insanity. Yeah, this year it's 4 years because I started in 2021. So I'm very grateful. I actually remember I started with 9 subscribers. And I remember when I had 9 subscribers, I posted, somebody messaged me that I should do one about Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber. And I was like, let me just do it because I find these videos so fun. I love making these videos, they look so fun. And then my subscriber count grew. I got over 3,000 views, and I was like, oh my gosh, like literally overnight I had 3,000 views, and I was like, what? This is so cool. But it's just fun. It's always been fun for me, mostly, other than anything else. So thank you, everybody who's been along for the journey. I know some of you have been, maybe not some of you that are on the live right now, but I have been watching some of you from day one comments, and I'm very, very grateful because you've probably seen, sometimes I go back and watch my old videos, I'm like, this is so embarrassing. What was I wearing? My hair's so messed up. My sound is terrible. So all of you that stuck with me through that, thank you. Because I know it's not easy to stick with someone even though they're going through a lot, and especially when I moved to Miami, my sound was terrible. Looking at those videos, my sound was awful, but some of you really stuck with me. And I must say, a lot of you are Harry Styles people. You guys really stuck with me. So thank you, everybody that is a member, that is subscribed, that watches my videos. I am beyond grateful, very, really, really beyond grateful. So I'm going to end this live now. Coming up soon, like I said, I have those videos coming up soon. So I look forward to next live. Like I said, it will be next Wednesday evening again. I'm moving back to evenings just because of my time schedule. And I will start about 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern time. So Eastern Standard, is it Standard Time now? Yeah, Standard Time. Daylight starts in November. No, starts in March, right? Yeah, daylight starts in March. So yeah, just a fun fact. Okay, guys, I'm going to end it now. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.